What's up, YouTube friends? Today is January 19th. It's a Friday, and I'm going to start my peppers and my tomato seeds for my 2018 garden. Now, I have done a video on the past of how I start my tomato and my pepper seeds, so this is just going to be a quick walkthrough and more about what I'll be planting this year. So the things you're going to need are a 72 cell mini greenhouse. Now, I got this one at the Goodwill for $1.99, but at Walmart they're only $5 and they're not that expensive, and I use these year after year. I'll also be using the Jiffy seed starting mix. I believe this is only $5 at Walmart also. You'll need your tomato and pepper seeds. I like using this stuffing stick to make the holes for my seeds. Now, something totally optional, but I'm going to use, is this seedling heating mat. Now, I got this off of Amazon. I'm not quite sure how much it was. I know it was less than $20. And I can fit 2 of these 72 cell mini greenhouses on this mat. Now, I usually have no problems with my tomatoes germinating in January if I set them by my patio window, which is right behind you guys. But the peppers like the heat. Now, our patio door is pretty old and pretty drafty, so this will just help give it a little boost of heat to get those pepper seeds sprouting faster. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go ahead and moisten your seed starting mix. Alright guys, so I have this cat food bucket here that I use for my seed starting mix. I have a little bit left over from last year, so I'm just going to open up this new bag. And dump it in. So now I'm just going to take some water here, and with this spoon I'm going to stir it into my seed mix. Now, you don't want this a sopping wet mess. You just want it to be able to hold together when you squeeze it. That way when we go to water this afterwards, it'll suck up the water faster. So the first thing I'm going to start to plant are my peppers here. I do have a few varieties here. So I'll be growing this California Wonder Sweet Bell Pepper. They're supposed to get pretty big. I've never grown these before. I'll also be growing some ghost peppers, Hungarian Hot Wax Yellows, some golden Marconis, some sweet banana peppers, some Anaheim peppers, some Ancho Grandes, which are just poblanos, another variety that I've never grown before is these large red cherry hots. They're supposed to be only this big and pretty hot. I think they'd be great to pickle. Now, some seeds I saved from a bunch of jalapenos that my buddy gave me are Jeff's Giant Jalapenos. Now, that's not the name of them, that's just the name of my buddy. And I'm going to see if I can grow those. His jalapenos were so huge, I ended up making jalapeno poppers with them, and they were delicious. Now, I know this is enough to fill up my pepper beds, but I do have a bunch of pots that I like to put out on the deck. So I'm also going to grow some cayenne peppers. Now, I grew these in my garden last year, and they stayed really short and really bushy, and I had tons of cayenne peppers. So I think these will be perfect to do in a pot up here on the deck. And my friend also gave me some pretty big yellow bell peppers, so I decided to save the seeds and I'll try those out also. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and fill this up with dirt. So what I like to do is loosely fill up your tray here. I kind of like to pack it down and lightly push it down with my thumb. You don't want it really compact, otherwise your roots won't be able to go through it. So now that I have it packed down, I just like to put a loose layer on top. Now, I'm going to need 4 pepper plants of each variety for my garden. So to make sure that I have enough, I'm going to put 2 seeds per little cell. So with this stuffing stick, I just went ahead and I made little holes maybe 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch deep. And then I'm going to put 2 seeds per hole. Now you may be saying, what a waste of seeds. I used 24 seeds for this 6-cell tray here, but that way I'm guaranteed a plant's going to come up here. Now I get most of my seeds from the Dollar Seed, and they actually have a sale on the fall where you can get them for 85 or even 90 cents a packet. And this one contains 50 seeds, so I have enough to do for next year also. The rest of my seeds I either get for free or I save my own. So I don't really see it as a waste. So now I'm just going to go ahead and lightly cover up my seeds here. And one thing I forgot to mention that I'll be using are these popsicle sticks. Now I'm just going to use these as markers so I know what plant is what. Now I really haven't planned out my garden yet, so I'm just going to put a number 1 on this packet and a number 1 on my stick. And then just set it off to the side. Now the tomato varieties I'll be planting this year are some black crems. Now the first time I grew these was last year, and I had a couple in pots. I did get a few fruits off them, but I think they'll do way better in the garden. So I saved a bunch of seeds from those. I have some Cherokee purple seeds here, which are my favorite. They have very little seed pockets in them and a lot of flesh, so they're delicious. I have some Ace 55s. These are tomatoes that I've never planted before, the San Marzano plum tomatoes. I know they're quite expensive in the stores when you buy the cans of them, so I'll give those a try. The Prax cherry. I grew those last year and it stayed really short and bushy and had tons of fruit. I'll also be planting some Rutgers. I also have these Rapunzel seeds that I got from Ray at the Praxis 5572 channel on his free seed giveaway. I believe I got the numbers right in that channel name. If not, I'll leave a link down below. I have some plain Romas. And once again, my friend gave me some yellow tomatoes this fall. I believe they're Lemon Boys, but I haven't asked him yet. So I'll also be trying out some of Jeff's yellow tomatoes. So now, I'm just going to fill this up with dirt. So now it's just the same process as the peppers. I'm going to poke 2 holes per cell here and put 2 seeds per hole. Now last year I had 4 plants per cage. I made my own tomato cages and they were 2 foot in diameter. And I also used the square foot gardening method for spacing. So with that you can put 1 tomato plant or 1 pepper plant per square foot. Now I did have 4 plants per cage and that was just too much. The foliage was really thick in the center, so I got blight pretty fast. There wasn't enough air circulation to get through those pepper leaves. So this year I'm going to put 2 plants per cage. However, my buddy did request more black crems and more Cherokee purples. So I'm going to do a full seed cell here of the black crems and a full one of the Cherokee purples. So to save me a little more room over there by the window, I'm going to put 1 variety in the first 3 here and another variety over here. That way I'll have enough for my garden and any extras can go to my buddy. Alright, so here is my tomatoes and my peppers for my garden in 2018. As you can see, I already have them on my heated mat here. So now I'm just going to give them a good drink of water. Now I always like to water from the bottom. That promotes good, deep root growth. So I'm just going to fill up this tray here. Now I probably have a good inch in this tray. And I'll let this set for about 30 minutes. And any of the water that's not absorbed, I'll go ahead and dump it out. And I'll do the same thing with this tray. which happens to be leaking. Alright guys, so I did have to switch trays here. But like I was saying, I'll let this set for 30 minutes or so and drain off any of the water that hasn't absorbed. Now these do come with plastic covers here, but I don't like to use them. I think it makes it too moist on the inside here, and I always have had fungus growing on the top here. If I leave it open to the air like this, no fungus problems. Now I hope you give this video a try. This is a very easy and inexpensive way to start your plants, and it saves a lot of money. If you've ever bought plants before, you know that one plant could go for $3 or even $4, sometimes higher. I'll have 6 plants here for less than $1, and that's including the potting mix. Now starting this early in January also gives them a good head start for the garden. They'll be a pretty decent size by the time I'm ready to put these out in the garden. If you like this video and want to see more of my videos, go down below and hit the big red subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. If you have a question about this video or any of my other videos, or would like to leave a suggestion for a future upcoming video, leave me a comment. Feel free to share this video across your social medias. And as always, thanks for watching, happy gardening, and I'll see you next time.